EV and lithium-ion battery fires are a genuine worry. Although they may not occur as frequently as regular car fires, their consequences can be catastrophic. The enormous energy and temperatures involved in such a fire can destroy buildings and sink cargo ships. It is a legitimate concern which will need to be addressed if the world continues down this foolish path to full electrification. However, it's important that we don't fall into the trap of blaming all transport fires on EV batteries. All this does is hand ammunition to the other side, who will just claim we're pushing misinformation and fake news. They push fake news about EVs and net zero all the time, but that doesn't mean we have to follow suit. And one of these videos that has been doing the rounds recently appears to show an intense fire with multiple explosions and captioned as an EV collision. It isn't. Welcome back to MGUY, British engineer and lawyer, now Sydney-based YouTuber. Be sure to follow me on the usual socials for more content, links in the description. And please make sure you're subscribed and have enabled all notifications so you never miss out on any future videos. So this is the video that's been doing the rounds for a while, but which has recently seen a resurgence in posts. Let's take a look. So there's plenty about this that tells us it's unlikely to be an EV-related fire. Most obviously, those regular large explosions are not really indicative of a lithium-ion battery and thermal runaway, which normally creates a fairly continuous but high-intensity fire rather than these kinds of discrete explosions. And the quality of the video doesn't look like it was that recent either. So what was going on here? I'm not a fan of these legacy media fact checks because frequently they're just using them to push their own agenda. But in this case, I'm prepared to take a look at a Reuters article that investigates. Fact check: video shows explosion due to gas cylinders, not EVs. A video of gas tanks on a truck exploding following a collision has been shared online to falsely claim that it is footage of a crash involving two electric vehicles, EVs. Two electric vehicles collide on 28 June 2023, and the resultant fire and battery explosions are more powerful than a gasoline-powered car would probably ever experience, reads a Facebook post sharing the video. Reportedly what happens when two electric vehicles collide, said another post on Facebook. The viral clip can be seen at the 3:19-minute timestamp of a YouTube video published in 2017 that identified the location of the accident as Russia. The video shows that the explosion was preceded by a collision between a truck loaded with gas cylinders and another vehicle. And this all looks reasonable given the original footage of the crash itself, available on YouTube, link in the description. So this video's actually got a couple of different angles. Look at the speed that truck's going. And yes, it crashes straight into the back of a bus. Yikes. And you can see the gas cylinders just everywhere on the road there. This is another view. Doesn't actually probably add that much to what we've already seen, but you can see it's gas cylinders spiraling around as they release the gas. Pretty obvious. And if we skip to the 3-minute 19-second mark, you can see the same footage as was repeated in the Facebook post. I'm not going to play the whole thing because we've seen it all already. It's clearly the same piece of video. There's also a Russian news article of the time describing the incident. As a result of a track accident on the Moscow Ring Road, 119 gas cylinders exploded. 119 gas cylinders exploded in the back of an Isuzu truck that had an accident with a bus on the Moscow Ring Road, the press service of the Metropolitan Police told RIA Novosti. At about 6 p.m. at the exit from the I'm not going to pronounce that, highway to the Moscow Ring Road, a regular bus and an Isuzu truck in the back of which there were 119 gas cylinders collided. They all detonated from the impact, the agency's interlocutor said. Google Translate, eh? There were 28 people on the bus at the time of the accident. As a result of the accident, the truck driver was injured. He was assisted on the spot. Now an investigative team is working on the incident. All the circumstances of the incident are being established. I think we can be pretty certain that this incident has been wrongly labelled as a crash between two EVs, and it was in fact a truck carrying gas cylinders which was involved in an accident and caught fire. Now, the evangelists and fanboys are just as bad, if not worse, at pushing dodgy facts if it helps their agenda, and ignoring the many elephants in the net zero room like grid capacity and mining capacity. But we must strive to be better than them. When something is clearly false information, call it out, and before you post anything related to an EV fire, just carry out a bit of due diligence to confirm for yourself that it's genuine. Otherwise, we'll end up losing credibility and damaging our cause.